Hey guys, it's Seth here with StudReviews, and today we'll be reviewing set 79015, Witch King Battle. Now this is a small set with only 101 pieces and 3 minifigs. Now, I really like the Hobbit theme, and I really like the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogies, so I want good sets from LEGO, and as sets go, this is a nice one. I mean, it's small, and it's a little bit bigger than the Riddles for the Ring set, I believe. But it's not very big. But it has nice playability, and it's a good set. Now of course you come with the Witch King, Elrond, and Galadriel, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But right now we're just gonna get on to the main section, which is basically a small part of the Dol Guldur. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with the Hobbit, then this is going to be, somewhat unknown to you, but, anyways, let's get right on to that. Okay, so here is the main section, and as I said, it's a small part of the Dol Guldur. All it has is some just, like, structural stuff back there, which is some nice detailing and greebling, I suppose. You have some nice, like, vines and things hanging out. And, since Dol Guldur was an ambushed fortress, it's kind of just a small, like, area that has been really corroded away and everything. You can see there's some dead stuff, and there's all sorts of things here. Some spikes, and it looks very it has a lot of similar pieces as other sets like from Dol Guldur. Tongue twister, some kind of. Anyway, so yeah, you have a nice big tree with a nice colored leaf, and then back here you can see some of the play features. I'm not sure what this does, but since it's in Dol Guldur, like the Witch King and everything, it's kind of like a statue. You can put him and pose him as a statue, but then kind of barely move him. So if I stick him on there really quickly, once I get him, you can see if I stick him on there as a statue, I can just barely do it and act like he's barely moving. I guess. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent, but anyways. So also you have some more skeletal stuff and everything. And right here you have a, like, little catapult. Like, the Dol Guldur, or the Witch King battle happens in the beginning of the third movie. And the Witch King has Gandalf, the wizard, and Elrond and Galadriel come in and save Gandalf. Not sure what these things are for, but there's a good amount of, like, fire and stuff in the scene, kind of. So you can see this guy's floating, and so if you kind of just push down, you can see that those two flew out of the catapult area and everything. So yeah, that's basically it. Not too much to this set, but it does give kind of just a scene so you can imagine and play with your figures more. So yeah, let's get right on to the minifigures. Okay, so here are the minifigs. From left to right, you have the Witch King, Galadriel, and Elrond. And I'm going to start from the right. Elrond is a nice figure. We've gotten him and it's called Elrond Second Age, just a small bally bag set, but I think it was from the Lord of the Rings series, when Elrond was in the Battle of Mordor early on. So yeah, but you have his nice spear, which we've seen before, and we've had a few Elrond minifigs, but I like this version from The Hobbit. You have his really nice cape and everything, and I believe his face is the same for most of the Elrond figures. But you can see, focus, there we go. You can see it's a little bit bright, it's the same color on both sides of the cape. His legs are olive green which is a nice color with some printing. I love the prints on this figure. And so if I just take, if I take his hair off, which is rubber, so you can feel it, and it's really bendy, and it gives it a lot more playability, so you're not gonna break pieces easier. So it's a nice rubber piece. But Elrond has his normal face, and then his angry face. It's not as angry as other faces. Not as angry as other faces, but it is somewhat stern. Like, it's not as angry as other Elrond minifigs that we have. But it's a nice minifig, and I like this one. So yeah, I think it's a good version of Elrond this time. And if I sit him down, we're gonna move on to Galadriel. Now, Galadriel, this is the first version of her we've gotten. And so, she has her nice sparkly cape. It's a nice feel. It's somewhat crinks from her hair back here, which pushes down on it. But you can see her body is made of, this big brick. So it's not legs, but it has a nice design and everything, on it, and it goes all the way to the top, and you can see, her hair is also rubber, so that is, it's very difficult to get off with the cape and how it attaches, but she has the light of whatchamacallit. Yeah, I don't remember, but it's the same one as she gave to Frodo in The Lord of the Rings. But I think it's a good figure, nice prints. There's a few prints on the back, but nothing important since it's all covered up. And finally, we're going to move on to the main thing, the Witch King. So this is technically Sauron, I suppose, or maybe I forget if it's a wraith, but it's probably a wraith. But his hat is it's softer plastic. It's not rubber, so it's still pretty stiff. But it's a nice piece. And his head, I believe, is glow in the dark, so it's a nice little piece. And I'll probably I can turn the lights off and show you what he looks like in the dark. Okay, so now it's somewhat dark, and you can tell his head really lights up. And so it's just a normal glow-in-the-dark piece, and it gives a nice element to the minifig. And now that I've turned the lights back on, you can tell the rest of the figure's prints. It's a nice print on here, on his body. I don't know why I forgot that. He has nice prints on his legs. They're just light bluish gray legs. I like his sword. It's the same sword in the same color as you get in Wraiths in The Lord of the Rings, so it's like a dark metallic gray. His cape is nice. It's still that papery stuff, so it's not the like leather, or it's not the cloth or anything. And you can see his shirt stuff. It is the back of his body and the print back there. I will be getting a new setup for displaying minifigs soon, but at this point I haven't gotten that yet. Anyways, we're gonna move on, and I first want to explain there are no real extra pieces to really bother mentioning here. They're all kind of they're not really that important. I mean, there are a few, but none of them are really worth mentioning or interesting pieces at all. Anyways, so let's move on. Anyways, to end off today's video, I really like the Hobbit sets, and I think they're great, just because I really like the Hobbit. And yeah, I just enjoy these kind of sets with everything that they have in them and everything. Well, I just copied myself. Anyways, the price on Bricklink as of today for a new sealed, sold in the US, is $15 or $14.99 for those of you who are very specific. I think it's an okay price. It's not sold at Lego.com anymore. I mean, you can find it at a few other sources like eBay or Amazon, and other places, Craigslist, but it's not sold on it's not sold on Lego.com anymore. So I think it's an okay price for this set. Anyways, I think this set is a good set, and I can't wait to do more reviews on Hobbit sets because I love them. Anyways, I'm Seth, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.